Hi guys, welcome back to another video where today we're checking out these 4 Kaido house models and some accessories to go with them. But quickly before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new, and also turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, starting with the first Kaido house model, which as you can see is this really cool Datsun 510 Pro street car in the HKS livery, and it's the V1 version. Now, as you can see, the packaging is something I do like to point out. It's nice and sturdy and has got all the HKS colours and livery on it, which does really match. Now, something I did quite like is obviously you can see the colours are very vibrant and you can see the model on the front of the car, but you'll see when I do open it like this, the livery actually matches up to the box, to the bottom of the box and the top, which is just really nice attention to detail, that it's not all mismatched. And that same goes for the car as well. As you can see, the livery is nice and clean, which you would expect. Now, this is the first time I have unboxed Kaido house models on the channel. I have got quite a few in my personal collection, but showcasing them, this is the first time, like I say. Now, these models are a bit more of a premium to Mini GT. Yeah, obviously they are Kaido house, and Kaido house is their own separate tuning company of real life cars, obviously 1/1 scale and also 1/64 as well. They also do other models with collabs with other brands, but we won't get into that. Obviously we're just sticking to the 1/64 variants, which as you can see is very cool. You can see it's got this really cool body kit, and it also comes with the opening hood feature with a really detailed engine bay. Now, unfortunately, I did forget to show that the wheels do spin perfectly, but you will get to see that on other models, and it is the same for this one as well. But you can see that it got, like I say, it's got a really nice deep dish wheel in the back and a subtle dish on the front with really nice tyre writing, and like I say, the body kit is really nice and subtle as well, with the body lines being super clean and smooth. But it's not just them features that make this model stand out. You can see it's got a nice teal painted roll cage to match the teal on the livery, and it's also got nice metal trim around the light on the rear and the front to give it that nice classic look, which obviously is very realistic as well. But now let's move on to the second model, which is this Datsun 510 Wagon, which comes in this red or burgundy if you do want to be more specific. But just like all the other Kaido houses, it does come in the really nice sturdier box, all the warnings, all the logos on the side that you would need. Now, like I mentioned, the Datsun 510 and the Datsun 510 Wagon are the more popular of the Kaido house, being the first 2 cars made, but there are now more variants, as you'll see in this video, from an R34 to a Datsun Fairlady Z, and there is more upcoming as well, like an NSX and a Chevy Silverado, which I will be unboxing as well on the channel, so make sure to stick around for that. But moving back onto the Datsun 510, you can see this model is very cool. You can see the burgundy carbon bonnet, which again looks absolutely fantastic, which you can see does have the slight little gap where it does open. You can see the yellow roll cage and the detail on the rear, including the different colour lights like the green, which again is just very cool. Now, you did see there that the rear wheel does move a little bit. Now, that's just because the axle is a little bit too big. Now, it's not the end of the world, as these wheels do move super free, as you did see, but again, it's just something that I think could have been a little bit avoided. But nevertheless, you can see, just like the Datsun 510, you can see that the hood does open, or the bonnet, and it's got a very nicely detailed engine bay. And like I say, the tyre writing on the wheels is nice and clear. It has started to fade a little bit, but again, like I say in previous videos, that does happen on these sort of models, as again, they are wedged into the boxes to keep them protected, so stuff like that does happen. But you can just see the way this model sits and the way it stands is very cool, and obviously it's got the gold wheels. Now, there is chase variants to these models, which I will talk about at the end of the video, but for now, you can just see this model is absolutely fantastic. It's got the gold centre with the really nice finish with the red, which just really offsets it. The carbon effect on the bonnet with the really detailed engine bay. The 23 in the headlights, the green tail lights, and the screw base. And obviously, you can see it's wide-bodied and slammed to the floor. Definitely one of my favourites. But that now brings us on to the third model, which is this Nissan Skyline GTR R34 in a blue Nismo. And as you can tell, the boxes do match the cars, which I personally do like, as it does make them unique to each car, and it does make them stand out if you do want to display them with the boxes, which again is quite cool. Now you can see that this one says number 55 and the previous one said number 63. Now there is an order to these and they do come out in pairs, but unfortunately we haven't got any pairs here. I have got the pairs in my collection, but some of them are just the same cars, so instead of showing the same cars, I will show you each individual one. But if you do want to see the reviews and pictures of the other colours and other cars to go with these, then make sure to head down in the description and follow the Instagram, as that's where all the other reviews that don't get posted on YouTube get posted, as sometimes there is just too many to do. But getting back onto this car, you can see that this car is absolutely phenomenal and it will really stand out. Now, I know I say that about a lot of these cars, but well and truly this R34 will stand out amongst any others in your collection. One, the colour is super deep and super vibrant. You can see the white really contrasts it super well, and obviously the body kit makes the car super wide. Obviously you can see the really nice deep dish wheels, and the spokes have some lettering on as well, which again is just phenomenal detail. You can see the yellow roll cage really accents the car, and you can see again the wheels spin perfectly. The tyre writing hasn't rubbed off these in any way, which again is really good, but you can just see how much detail is actually in this model. The carbon detail to the interior is something I haven't actually mentioned on these models, but the interior is fairly detailed as well. It has got the bucket seats, it has got a nice detailed dashboard and center console, which you can see when you do look on the interior. But like I say, the detail on the exterior is absolutely phenomenal. You can see the headlights and the tail lights are very realistic and proportionally very well done, and you can see the GTR badge and the grille is fairly well done as well. Same goes for the rear, like I say, the Japanese plate and the GTR and Skyline logo, again very nice. But for our final car, we have the Nissan Fairlady Z Kaido GT Drifter, or the 95 Drifter. And obviously you can see out of the series this is number 79. Now when they did first announce that they were doing the Fairlady Z, I was a bit on the fence with it. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like it, but as soon as I did get my first one in hand, I was absolutely hooked. These are some of my favourite Kaido house models. Obviously the 510 and the Wagon are absolutely incredible, and obviously as a big Skyline fan, the R34 does jump out to me. But when I did get my first Fairlady Z in hand, I just thought the quality had really stepped up, and to me you can really see it. Obviously don't get me wrong, the other Kaido houses are absolutely fantastic and the quality is absolutely incredible, but for me the Fairlady Z is just a step above. Unfortunately, saying that though, that this model does have a rear wheel that is a little bit lopsided, as you can see, and is a little bit oval shaped. Now, I have spoke about this with mini GT models in the past where I have had that exact same issue, so I'm not too fussed by it, as again, these are display models for me and they don't do anything other than that, so it's not really too big of a deal. But you can just see, like I say, the detail in this model is fantastic, besides the rear wheel. You can see in the rear window, you can see that there is the roll cage and it has been completely gutted, and you can see that yes, the bonnet does open. Obviously it's got a super detailed engine bay, and it's actually more detailed than the others as well. It has a whole separate engine piece that's really nicely cleaned. The engine bay is so tidy, which just really adds to the detail and the showmanship of this car. This model does also have the rear Japanese plate, just like the R34, and again a really nice detailed front and rear with the lights and proportion. Now personally I do think the proportion of the lights could have been a bit better, but you can just see it really does stand out. But now let's take a look at the Kaido House accessories. This is the Kaido House Tent V1. As you can see, it comes in a really nice clean box. Obviously got the Kaido House logo, all the warnings as per, and obviously if you do remember my Mini GT Lancia unboxing, that also came with a tent in a very similar box, obviously with different packaging to match the Lancia set. So if you haven't watched that, I do recommend it, as it is a very cool set. And if you do want to pick anything like that up, make sure to head down to the Facebook page, as it will be for sale. But back onto this tent set for the Kaido house, you can see it's got all the parts the same as the Lancia one. Obviously this one coming with wheels to match the Kaido house, and obviously the tents matching the Kaido house, not the Lancia. But you can just see again, the quality of these are absolutely incredible. The legs are metal with circle little bits at the bottom to help it stand and just make sure it's nice and sturdy, so on any surface it will stand up. You can see it's even got effects to make it look like it's a little bit rippled in the wind and such. Again, incredible realism. The proportion is very good, as you'll see. All the cars fit very good, and the wheels, if you have got a good eye, are the wheels from the Kaido House 510 Wagon, the red one that we have unboxed. Now, I did mention something about chase variants to these models. Now, there is chase variants of each of these cars which can be found. Obviously these models do come sealed, so when you do open them, like I say, there is a chance of a chase. Now, the way you can tell the chase is that sometimes the wheels are all gold or all silver, and sometimes the car is completely raw, there is no paint, it's just the raw metal, which again looks very cool. But if you do get these models, I would keep an eye out for them, as they are very cool to collect and are super unique. But I am going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure to drop it a like and subscribe if you are new, and turn on them notifications so you never miss a future video. If there are any cars or brands you would like me to check out in the future, please do let me know in the comments down below. But like I say, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.